Welcome back. Today we're going to look at different junction types you need to know about and you want to use them in Transport Fever too. And stay with me, it's gonna get a little complicated and nice, but we're gonna start right in with a really simple thing, which is a passing loop, which basically just allows trains to pass each other, as you can see. Important here, you have to have at least one train length of space on the side here. You can also have a dynamic passing loop, which is then just this whole thing, but a lot longer, like here. So this allows trains to pass each other without slowing down or even stop. As you can see, you can also integrate this into a train station here, and you can also do it with two sidings, two passing loops, which you can then use on double tracks to pass each other, or here it's probably more like a dynamic one, like this one here on a double track for slower trains or faster trains to pass slower ones. You can also use them here again on a train station with slow regional trains going on the outside, while faster trains can go through the station or make a stop and pass the slower ones when necessary. Now this is a single track split or merge, depending on where the train is going. You can also have this with the two-sided, and this is all called a Wye Junction. If you put a Wye Junction on the end of a track, this is used to turn trains in real life. It's not really used in Transport Fever, except if you use some mods that don't flip the trains and make them go backwards. You can actually use this to turn around trains. It was used to turn locomotives. You can then make this really short, or whole trains. You have to have one train length on each of those legs. Now, same goes with a double track junction, and we have just a single track going here. Now, basically, the train, if it's right side traffic, is going here and then outside here, and it's coming back and going in here again. Now, to make this possible, we have to have basically this here. So we want to be able to go from here to here. We also want to be able to go from here to here. And instead of building this monster, we can take our double slip switch and we can take our cross and make it a double slip switch, which then enables an additional route here going directly from here to here and directly from here to here, which then is exactly this here, like this, which is really nice. Now, we still have some conflicting movements, so we can't have a train going here and coming from here. There's still a lot of conflicting movement. Now, you can also have double tracks here. We're gonna look at how to fix the conflicting movement in a second, but you can also have this with double tracks. Now, here we don't need a double slip switch because you're probably gonna have right and left hand, or right or left hand traffic, which means a train coming here will always go to this track, and a train going here will never go to this track, and it will also never go to this track. So it's just right side to right side, left side to left side, right side. Yeah, same goes with this here. This is a double track Wye Junction. That's the three-way reverse we talked about a second ago. Now, this is called a branch junction or a Y split. You can also have this in a double version. Now we're getting into the really exciting things. We still have a lot of conflicting movement here. And a lot of times in real life, you're actually not seeing this, but you're seeing something like this, which is then a laddered junction. So we're, instead of going directly from the outside lane here to the to here, we're going not directly like here, like we do here, not like this. Yeah, instead of directly going from the outside to the outside, we're going into the wrong track basically, and then outside. It's actually not more efficient if I'm right, but it's used a lot in real life. Here again, a little more compact for understanding. And often you also see this really interesting junction, basically a laddered single track split off from a main line, but it will continue as a double track, but it's just one line here. This is just for less traffic areas where we want to have two tracks here, maybe even for a station and crossing trains, but the actual throughput through this junction is relatively low. Now this is called a simple crossover. Same goes here. There's a less compact version for understanding. This one is called a double crossover, or also scissor crossover, which allows from both directions to go on the other track, while this only allows to go from this track to this track, but not from this track to this track. Pretty simple to understand, but is used in all of the other junctions. Now we're looking at the crossing junction, specifically a diamond crossing here, a double track diamond cross. And this track, there's no connections between the actual different tracks, it's just a crossing. If you want to have connections, you can do it. You could even add some more connections from here to here, but it gets pretty complicated pretty fast, and there's a lot of conflicting movement with crossings in general. Like if a train is coming from here, and regardless if it wants to go here or here, there's no other trains being able to move, except if it's going here, there's another train that could go there. You could also build this thing on a straight line, of course. It's looking like that, which is also quite interesting. So most of the junctions you can also just build on a straight line to be able to cross between tracks with as little conflicting movements as possible. Basically a conflicting movement is just a movement where we have to stop another train with signals or something like that to let another train pass. And if it's not conflicting, both trains can move independently without crashing. Now if you want to see me signal all those junctions we already looked at, let me know and I will do a video on signaling. Now, we talked about conflicting movement, and there's a simple solution. It's used for cars and trains equally. This is flying junctions, and flying junctions, as you can hear from the name, they are flying, which means there's no conflicting movements. So if we start here, instead of just going straight out like we did here, something like here. If a train goes from here to the outside here, this simple split off the main line here. If there's a train coming here, it will have to stop. Now, with this design, with this flying junction, this flying split off, we can go over the bridge and on to the other side, and the trains on the main line will stay running. Now, you can also do the same thing with tunnels, and this looks really nice. And we can also do this with a double track split off. So basically, let me see if I have one. If I did one, yes, I did one. Something like here, where we have a double track going off. There's a lot of conflicting movements. So we can completely remove those conflicting movements by building a track over the other twos and then have the second one splitting off like this. This allows trains to move a lot faster and there's a lot more throughput. If you want to see me throughput testing those, I would love to do that, so let me know too. Now, for 4 tracks, it gets a little bit more complicated. You can have different setups. You can have something like this, where 2 tracks are going in this direction, mostly used for a fast train and a slower train, and 2 in this direction. This is for high throughput areas. And for better understanding, I, from here on, put the slower trains on the slow tracks. But you can also, as you can see there, they are like the same direction on the same side, but what you see more is this one, where you have slow and fast separated and in both directions respectively. Now, if you want to split off here, you will have to get creative, because this is probably not the best solution. There's a lot of conflicting movements, and signaling this is also a big pain. So what's the solution? Flying junctions. And if we look at this with slow and fast tracks with the separated by side, you see there's a lot of crossing over, and the slow tracks are going into the faster ones, and this is not good. So our solution are flying junctions, which could look something like this. And this is also the last junction in this video, and I think it looks great. So this allows to have a 4 and 4 split off, so it's like a Y split with 4 tracks without any conflicting movement, which is pretty amazing. So this is how you build junctions. If you want to see me build more of those or explain specific examples also from real life, let me know. If you like this video, leave a like, subscribe, and we're gonna see each other next time.